This is the story of how Nic and Olandria from Love Island USA Season 7 turned a second-place finish into the most successful Love Island relationship of 2025, despite an army of online critics who've tried everything to tear them down. The dating show runners-up, known as Nicolandria, have faced accusations from cast member Ace that their relationship is fake, survived a hate campaign allegedly involving death threats, and watched critics nitpick everything from Olandria's relationship with Taylor to Sierra being removed from the villa. Yet, they're still standing, still thriving, and still very much together. While the Love Island Season 7 winners broke up less than 6 months after the finale, Nic and Olandria built a brand empire, landed major magazine covers, and created one of the most dedicated fan bases in reality TV history. Today, we're breaking down exactly how they've weathered the storm, why the haters have been proven wrong time and time again, and why this couple isn't going anywhere no matter how loud the criticism gets. If you're already rooting for Nicolandria, go ahead and hit that like button right now, because we're about to give you every reason why they're here to stay. To understand why Nicolandria has such a passionate fan base and equally passionate critics, we need to go back to where it all started on June 3rd, 2025, when Love Island USA Season 7 premiered. Olandria Carthan walked into that Fiji villa at 27 years old as the self-proclaimed Bama Barbie from Decatur, Alabama, armed with a bachelor's degree in logistics and supply chain management from Tuskegee University and a job selling elevators in Houston that she absolutely hated. She later admitted to Glamour magazine that after being single for 5 years, she figured the dating pool in Houston sucked so badly she might as well try her luck on reality TV. Nicholas Van Steenberg had just wrapped up modeling gigs in Japan before flying to Fiji at 24 years old, a registered nurse and model from Jacksonville, Florida, who told Glamour he had no future plan and just wanted to have a good time on the show. Neither of them walked in expecting to find what they did, and that's exactly what made their connection feel different from day one. The very first episode delivered a moment that would define their entire journey when Nic kissed Olandria during a blindfold challenge, later getting revealed as her secret admirer, a title he admitted he'd always held. That single kiss sparked the hashtag Nicolandria trending on social media, and fans immediately started shipping them before either of them had officially coupled up with anyone. But here's where their story becomes unlike any other Love Island couple, because they didn't actually get together right away, and in fact spent most of the season coupled up with completely different people. Nic initially coupled with Belle Walker, before later forming what became one of the season's strongest couples with Sierra Ortega, while Olandria coupled with Taylor Williams and stayed with him for several weeks. Despite being in other relationships the whole time, they kept choosing each other in challenges, building a connection right in front of everyone's eyes that viewers couldn't stop talking about. Casa Amor hit around day 16 and changed everything, the way it always does on Love Island, except this time both Nic and Olandria ended up single because none of the male bombshells chose Olandria and none of the female bombshells chose Nic. Production stepped in with an ultimatum that would make or break their journey: couple up together and return to the villa, or leave the show single and go home. They chose each other and returned together. What happened next became the stuff of Love Island legend when they shared what fans dubbed the kiss heard around the world, their soul ties kiss that sent social media into a frenzy. But guilt set in immediately after because they both felt terrible about their previous connections, and they made the decision to stay friends instead of pursuing anything romantic. The universe had other plans, though, and timing became their biggest ally. On day 26, Sierra Ortega got removed from the villa after social media posts surfaced showing her using an anti-Asian racial slur, which freed Nic completely. 2 days later, on day 28, Taylor Williams left the villa with a Casa Amor bombshell named Clark Caraway, which freed Olandria just as fast. The final days of the season saw Nic and Olandria officially couple up and compete together in the July 14, 2025 finale, where they finished in second place as runners-up. Second place sounds like losing, until you realize they've outlasted everyone who supposedly beat them, and that's where this story really begins.
Numbers and achievements tell the real story here, and this is exactly where those fake relationship accusations start crumbling into dust. October 2025 brought Olandria recognition as a member of Cosmopolitan's Z-Stars class of 2025, an honor given to Gen Z creators who define trends, influence millions, and entertain the masses, according to the magazine. Ad Age went even further and named her one of the top 5 breakout creators of 2025, specifically praising her for taking a deliberate approach to transforming momentary fame into a sustainable personal brand instead of cashing out fast and disappearing. December 2025 hit different when Nicolandria got named Cosmopolitan's Best New Couple of 2025, based on over 148,500 total votes from Cosmo readers who chose them over every other couple in entertainment. That same month, they appeared as cover stars for Glamour magazine's December 2025 issue in an article literally titled The Year of Nicolandria. And if you're not hitting subscribe after hearing that, I don't know what to tell you, because we're just getting started.
Brand deals paint an even clearer picture of their success, and we need to talk about the receipts. Together, they've partnered with Kulani Kinnies for swimwear campaigns, Agua de Kefir for beverage promotions, Sweet Green for food collaborations, and of course, that Glamour cover that put them in print nationwide. The NYX Cosmetics collaboration really proved their pulling power in a way that's hard to argue with because numbers don't lie. The Nicole and Andrea lip combo sold for just $15 and included 2 butter lip glosses in lava cake and spiked toffee, plus a slim lip pencil in espresso, and that product sold out within hours of release, not days or weeks, but hours, triggering back orders before NYX even made an official announcement about the demand. The collaboration came with a virtual meet and greet ticket that fans jumped on, and the inspiration behind the whole thing came from Nicole keeping Olandria's lip products in his pocket, a detail so specific and personal it makes the brand deal feel authentic rather than transactional.
Olandria's individual partnerships read like a who's who of major brands: Amazon, Hyundai, Microsoft, Vaseline, Aveeno, Shea Moisture, EOS, Raising Cane's, DoorDash, Shark Beauty, Liquid IV, UGG, Reebok, and Xfinity. That Xfinity commercial even features actual footage of her coupling up with Nic, which means even her individual brand deals tie back to their relationship, because that's what resonates with audiences and drives sales. Olandria revealed in December 2025 that they're booked with campaigns through May 2026, which isn't a flash-in-the-pan reality TV moment, but a sustainable career built on something real. Their fan base, known as Nicolandria Nation, has been there since day one, with fan accounts like Nicolandria Core on Instagram working to maintain positive environments, while fans organize fundraisers for charities the couple supports. These aren't passive followers scrolling past their content. They're invested fans, creating TikTok edits that Nic and Olandria actually watched for 10 hours straight on their flight home from Fiji because they couldn't get enough of seeing themselves through their fans' eyes. Success breeds criticism in the age of social media, and with Nicolandria, that criticism has gone far beyond normal celebrity gossip into territory that's genuinely disturbing. The persistent fake relationship narrative started early and picked up steam in August 2025 when cast member Ace Green sat down for a Speedy Mormon interview and suggested he didn't believe Nicolandria was real. Green claimed Nic told him privately there wasn't a romantic spark between him and Olandria, an accusation both of them have consistently denied. But the damage got done anyway, because the seed of doubt was planted in viewers' minds. Some viewers jumped on the theory that their relationship was produced by the show or existed purely for brand deals, ignoring the obvious fact that their relationship is exactly what got them the brand deals in the first place. Companies don't invest in couples that audiences don't believe in, and NYX lip combos don't sell out in hours if people think you're faking it for the cameras in Instagram posts. Olandria herself has faced specific and targeted criticism beyond the relationship questions, accused of being a mean girl on the show in a narrative she tried to address and clear up after leaving the villa. Critics came for her when she told the New York Times that seeing herself being yearned for and loved out loud by a fair-skinned male was healing for Black people, with some calling this outdated thinking for 2025. She's been accused of having toxic stan culture and using her fans as attack dogs to defend her online, framing her supportive fan base as something sinister rather than loyal. And before you click away, make sure you're subscribed because what I'm about to tell you next is absolutely wild. Nothing compares to what allegedly happened in January 2026 when a private group chat got exposed that was allegedly made up of multiple fan bases. According to reports, this group chat was allegedly involved in fabricating and doctoring videos claiming Nick said the N-word, doxing friends and family members to expose their personal information, conspiring to hire witches to hex them, and discussing plans to scour the dark web for a hitman to murder them both. Let me repeat that, because it sounds like fiction, but these are the actual allegations. Murder. We're not talking about mean comments under Instagram posts or gossip blogs stirring up drama for clicks. We're talking about alleged death threats and criminal conspiracy against two people whose only crime was falling in love on a reality TV show. This is what they've been dealing with behind the scenes while smiling for magazine covers and promoting lip glosses to their followers, carrying on like everything is normal when strangers on the internet are allegedly plotting their death.
Handling that level of vitriol takes more than just ignoring the comments and logging off, and Nic and Olandria have had to develop real strategies for maintaining their sanity when strangers want them dead. Boundaries, selectivity, and honesty became their answer, and they've been remarkably open about the toll this has taken on their mental health. Olandria opened up in their December 2025 Glamour interview about the psychological impact of constant scrutiny, explaining that people started nitpicking them while they were still on the show, but they didn't have their phones to see it happening in real time. Now that they're actually living with it and hearing about it every day, she admitted they've realized maybe they don't need to share as much anymore because critics will find the smallest little thing and turn it into a big discourse all over social media.
Nic added his perspective on the impossible situation they're in, pointing out that it's damned if you do and damned if you don't when you're in the social media space. People want to be let into your life, and the more you let them in, the more money you can make from brand deals and partnerships. So finding that balance between this is our work now and this is also our life was hard in the beginning. He says they've got a better grip on it now, which shows growth and maturity that a lot of reality TV stars never develop. They've taken concrete steps to protect themselves that go beyond just talking about boundaries, actually implementing them in ways that affect their content strategy. TikTok live streams now happen as subscriber-only or with subscriber-only chats to avoid the negativity from people who just want to leave hateful comments. And they've become more guarded online over time, rather than sharing every moment of their relationship. Plans to reduce their social media presence in 2026 show they're prioritizing mental health over maintaining constant visibility, even if that means potentially losing followers or engagement.
Olandria told the Griot in December 2025 that because of the weight of the world, the voices, the opinions, and all these crazy things that come with the internet, she was literally one of the last islanders to get a team together for management and representation. But she was happy that she actually took her foot off the gas to breathe instead of rushing into partnerships. And she interviewed 15 different agencies and management companies before making her choice. 15 agencies. She didn't sign with the first team that approached her or the one offering the most money up front. choosing instead to be strategic, careful, and deliberate about who would represent her career. Eventually, signing with digital brand architects owned by United Talent Agency proved she was thinking long-term rather than grabbing whatever deal came first.
Beyond the business strategy and professional boundaries, something else has kept them grounded through all of this: each other, and the support they provide when the online world gets too heavy to carry alone. Olandria appeared on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen in August 2025 and got emotional talking about what Nick means to her, saying she's so happy that she was blessed with this guy who allows her to bask in her femininity and be soft. She admitted that usually she's a control freak, but she lets him do everything, and the support she has from him is unreal because it allows her to be the soft woman she's always wanted to be, something she's genuinely grateful for.
Comment sections overflow with criticism that they're not official yet, or that they're taking too long to label their relationship, as if strangers on the internet get to decide when two people should commit to each other. Nick addressed this directly at the August 2025 reunion when he acknowledged that people are expecting them to be labeled by now, even seeing comments demanding she better come pregnant and married to the reunion. He explained they've always been believers in taking their time with things and not trying to let outside pressure dictate their relationship, which is honestly the healthiest approach two people could take when millions of eyes are watching. Critics showing their hand here reveals what's really going on, because demanding that a couple move faster, define themselves sooner, or hit certain relationship milestones on your timeline isn't concern for their well-being, but an attempt at control. It's the same energy that calls them fake when they don't perform their relationship the way the audience wants, then turns around and calls them performative when they do share intimate moments online.
Geography adds another layer of complexity that critics love to exploit, pointing out that they're in a long-distance relationship with Olandria in Houston and Nic in Jacksonville, still living with his parents. They don't live together. They're taking things at their own pace, and by December 2025, when Nic appeared in Kim Kardashian's TikTok vlog, he confirmed they're a couple for life, with the phrase Nic Olandria for L that sent fans into celebration mode. Olandria's finale speech captured the genuine uncertainty and hope of starting something new when she said, "As we turn the page and step into the real world, I'm excited to keep learning about you, sharing laughs, creating memories, and seeing where the connection takes us. Here's to something new, real, and hopefully everlasting." Those aren't the words of someone reading from a script or performing for cameras. Those are the words of someone genuinely invested in building something that lasts.
Her Instagram post on July 20, 2025 reinforced that sentiment when she wrote that she walked out of the villa with an unexpected but extraordinary connection that she hopes lasts for all eternity. These aren't the words of people faking it for brand deals. These are the words of people building something real on their own terms, at their own pace. The most damning evidence against the haters sits right in front of everyone's faces. And all you have to do is look at what happened to the couples who supposedly did everything right. Amaya Espinal and Brian Arenales won Love Island USA Season 7 by coming in first place, taking home the prize money and getting the winner's edit that production gives to the couple they want America to root for. December 2025 rolled around less than 6 months after the July finale, and they announced they were no longer together. Their relationship over before half a year had even passed.
Meanwhile, the couple that finished second, the couple that only officially got together in the final days of the competition, is still standing strong. Magazine covers keep coming, campaigns booked through May 2026 keep their calendars full, and they're building careers while maintaining their relationship despite the challenges of being long-distance. Nicolandria stands as one of the few Season 7 couples still together, while others have faded into obscurity or broken up quietly, and they're still here proving doubters wrong every single day. Their first date outside the villa happened at Disneyland on July 17, 2025, a sweet gesture that showed they wanted to create new memories outside the bubble of reality TV.
Family involvement runs deeper than just following each other on Instagram, with Nick's mother and sister creating viral TikTok videos supporting the relationship before the families had even met in person. His mom bonded with Olandria's mom before they met face-to-face, building the kind of family foundation that real relationships need to survive long-term, rather than just existing for the cameras and brand deals. Nick ran the New York City Marathon on November 1–2, 2025 with Team Strava, aiming to finish in under 5 hours after previously running 2 marathons in around 5 hours and 20 minutes. He's pursuing a DJ career on the side while manifesting a spot on Dancing with the Stars, showing he has goals beyond just being known as Olandria's boyfriend. Olandria stays booked solid with campaigns and maintains her individual brand while supporting him publicly, proving they're not just a couple, but 2 individuals with their own dreams who chose to build something together.
And if you're still not convinced to hit that subscribe button, I'm starting to think you might be one of the haters we're talking about, so prove me wrong and click it right now. The hate persists for reasons that go deeper than just standard internet culture, and understanding why reveals a lot about how we consume reality TV and social media relationships. Reality TV couples always face scrutiny from viewers who love to predict breakups because there's a certain satisfaction in being right about a relationship failing, validating our skepticism and making us feel smart for seeing through the illusion. People pile on with "I called it" comments when couples split, treating relationship predictions like some kind of sport where being right matters more than 2 people's actual happiness.
With Nicolandria, though, something else is at play beyond typical reality TV skepticism. They've avoided typical influencer podcasts like Chicks in the Office or The Vile Files, choosing instead to do more substantive journalistic interviews with outlets that treat them like real people rather than content. They've maintained individuality while supporting each other publicly, stayed strategic rather than desperate for attention, and set boundaries rather than giving audiences unlimited access to every moment of their lives. They've refused to play the game the way audiences expect, and that refusal gets read as suspicious rather than strategic by people who think they're entitled to every detail. Olandria, being literally one of the last islanders to get professional representation, looked bad to critics who thought she should have immediately capitalized on her 15 minutes. But that patience and selectivity is exactly what allowed her to be named one of Ad Age's top breakout creators of 2025.
The long game is what Nick and Olandria have played from the beginning, prioritizing their mental health, their relationship, and their individual brands over instant gratification and quick cash grabs. Deliberate choices meant moving slower than audiences wanted, taking time to breathe and make smart decisions rather than signing whatever contract got shoved in their faces first. And it's working better than anyone expected, with CNN and other major outlets covering their relationship as culturally significant rather than just another reality TV romance. Cosmopolitan recognized them twice in 1 year. They've built a brand that's sustainable rather than flash in the pan, and they've created a fan base that's organized, protective, and genuinely active in supporting their careers. Most of all, they're still together, still happy, still building something that matters to them regardless of what critics say in comment sections or hate forums.
Here's what the haters need to understand, and I'm going to make this as clear as possible. You lost, and every day they stay together proves it. You said they were fake for the cameras, yet they're still together months later, while the real couples you defended have broken up and moved on. You said their relationship only existed for brand deals, but it was the relationship that got them the deals rather than deals creating a fake relationship for profit. You said they wouldn't last past the show's hype cycle, yet they just got named Best New Couple of 2025 by over 148,000 voters who saw something real worth celebrating.
You said they were using each other for fame and money, but they're both thriving individually with separate careers while supporting each other publicly, rather than holding each other back. You said audiences didn't care about them anymore after the finale, yet their lip combo sold out in hours and proved the demand is real.
You fabricated videos to destroy their reputation, doxed their families to cause harm, and allegedly plotted actual violence. Yet they're still here, smiling, still succeeding, still together, despite everything you threw at them. Every magazine cover that drops is proof you were wrong about them being irrelevant. Every sold-out product launch proves you were wrong about nobody caring. Every month they stayed together proves you were wrong about it being fake. Every campaign booking through May 2026 proves you were wrong about their 15 minutes being up.
Nicolandria isn't going anywhere. Not because they're perfect or don't face challenges, but because they've built something real on a foundation of mutual respect, patience, and genuine connection that audiences recognize as authentic. Accusations, hate campaigns, and alleged death threats haven't broken them because they've maintained their relationship through long-distance, intense public scrutiny and the pressure to perform for millions of people watching their every move. Boundaries got set, mental health got protected, and they refused to let strangers dictate their timeline or define their relationship on anyone's terms but their own. Two people went on a reality TV show expecting nothing more than a good time and maybe some Instagram followers, found an unexpected connection that changed both their lives, took their time building something real despite the pressure, and succeeded against an army of critics determined to tear them down at every opportunity. Nic and Olandria didn't win Love Island USA Season 7 by coming in first place, but they've won at everything that matters after the show ended and real life began. Careers got built from the ground up, their relationship has been maintained through distance and scrutiny, and they've proven that the unconventional path can be the right path when you're willing to take it slow and do things your way. Second place turned out to mean first place in the long run, with the actual winners broken up while the runners-up are thriving and building something that looks like it'll last.
The haters said they wouldn't make it past the reunion, and the haters were wrong. The doubters said their connection was manufactured for TV, and the doubters were wrong. The critics said their 15 minutes were almost up back in August, and the critics were still wrong months later when December brought more recognition and success. Nicolandria is here. They're not going anywhere, and honestly, it's time everyone got used to it, because this is just the beginning of their story. Drop a comment below sharing your favorite Nicolandria moment if you've been following their journey from day one when Nic was Olandria's secret admirer. And if you're new to their story, welcome to the Nicolandria Nation because you're going to want to stick around for what comes next. And seriously, if you made it this far without subscribing, what are you even doing? Hit that button because we cover all the reality TV drama that matters, and something tells me Nic and Olandria are going to keep giving us plenty to talk about in 2026.